So guys, have you ever looked at one of these Tumi backpacks and thought, wow, that is a lot of money for a backpack? Well, guess what? You're not wrong, and we're gonna talk about that today. So let's get at it. So I bought this backpack about 18 months ago, and I'll tell you, it has been to almost every country in Europe, as well as India, and then a lot of travel domestically. It's been a pretty busy 18 months, and this backpack has been with me every day of all those adventures. So what I want to talk to you about today is whether or not this backpack is actually worth the hefty price tag, or if you're just paying for a name. So this is the Search, and it sits in Tumi's Alpha Bravo line of backpacks. And what you're getting here is a big structured laptop first backpack with the classic Tumi organization with a ton of pockets, a luggage pass-through, and the brand's ballistic nylon look. On paper, you're getting a 17 by 14 by 8.3 inch bag, which is about 23 liters, and it weighs roughly 3.3 pounds. And it can hold up to a 16-inch laptop. Then when you look at the bag, you are getting that classic Tumi look. This is their ballistic nylon, which is incredibly durable, but you do get kind of this boxy, functional look out of their backpacks that kind of goes across the entire line. If you walk into a Tumi store right now, this is gonna set you back $650 for a backpack. Now, obviously you can go around online, they come on sale sometimes, anywhere from $595 to sometimes all the way down to $500. If you're patient, you can find them for a less price, but even on sale, this is a backpack that is definitely in the premium market. It is not a budget-conscious laptop bag. This is something that you are actually paying a premium for. And if you even go into one of their stores like we have here in Alpharetta, Georgia, it's almost like a Rolex experience going into the store to buy a backpack. So you get this really premium experience for buying something that you're just gonna use every day. So what are you actually getting with the Tumi Search? As I mentioned, it's about 23 liters in size, which is plenty of storage for daily use and travel. And you're getting their ballistic nylon, which is what you see here in blue, which is incredibly durable. I took 8 individual flights on my India trip. So this thing has seen a lot of different airports, both domestically and internationally, and it barely looks like it's been anywhere. It almost looks as good as the day I bought it. Now you'll notice a couple little white scuffs here and there, but for the most part, this has been on a lot of airplane floors and airports. And it barely looks like I've taken it out anywhere since the day I bought it, which is one of the biggest selling points of these backpacks is their durability. When that durability also slides down to things like the zippers, pockets, and everything else that goes into the build quality of this. So the construction of the zippers and the hardware is very thick and robust, and they never get stuck. There's never a point while using the backpack that you're actually worried about something not working correctly or ripping. And then you can also use their Tumi Plus organizational system to go within all of the loops on this backpack to make it a little bit more functional for what you are using with accessories. And then a really important thing to me personally is that I typically carry a lot of weight in my backpack when I travel. Sometimes I have 2 laptops, a camera, all kinds of things packed into a pretty compact package. So I have to have really nice straps and a padded back to make this comfortable to wear when I'm walking out and around through airports. So this backpack is incredibly comfortable when it comes to wearing heavier loads. And I also found that the padded straps do not wear out and flatten as fast as other backpacks on the market. So this makes this backpack really important for me because it stays comfortable not only when you first buy it, but then over time. So what are the pros of this backpack? Obviously, the organization on this backpack is really good. You get the 2 side pockets, one of which is actually designed for a water bottle, so it has a kind of a waterproof liner in it and vents at the bottom. And then all of the internal storage to the backpack itself is really intuitive and makes it very easy to use throughout the day. The laptop sleeve works out really well, especially with those multiple dividers inside. I can actually hold multiple laptops or my Remarkable or other devices like an iPad when I need to, and it keeps them nice and separated. One of the things I do a little bit differently in that pouch is I actually do have a padded sleeve in there for my laptop. It makes it so if I take it out and just want to carry my laptop, I actually have a case for it, but it also makes it a little bit more comfortable on the back, even having that a little bit extra padding. And then on the top, you get a really nice magnetic pouch for your phone or wallet or passport, anything else you're carrying at the time. I find I use that almost more than anything else on a daily basis. You could choose to use their Tumi Plus organization, but it carries a really similar price tag to the backpack. And I found that some Amazon specials for tech bags and other things that I use for organization worked just about as well for a fraction of the cost. So that is one area where I decide to not spend the Tumi price tag is on the internal organization. So outside of the price, is there anything that I don't really like about the backpack of daily use? And first off, it is a little bit square in design. So I find if I really fill up one section of the pack, it can tend to take away from some of the volume in other areas. So if you really pack up this front pouch, it kind of migrates into the larger pouch behind it. Same thing goes with the laptop sleeve. If you really load up that side, it kind of pushes in to that main compartment. And that is really where I see a little bit of a shortcoming with it being actually so durable it doesn't even stretch, is that this middle compartment here kind of acts as the buffer zone if you're going to overpack one side or the other. Two, you don't have a sternum strap on this backpack, so when you are carrying heavier loads, sometimes it can be more comfortable if you're able to hold those together and just have that extra point of contact, and you do not have that here with the Search. The other thing is you are starting off with a 3.3 pound backpack because this is so durable. If you are looking for a lighter load, this might not be something for you because even the empty pack itself weighs 3.3 pounds. And then of course this is a price, because at $650, you've either got to have the disposable income where it doesn't matter, or you travel as much as I do where it really matters if something breaks while you're out on the road. If you're looking just for an everyday backpack to carry around and carry your laptop in, this might be absolutely overkill depending on your budget. Obviously, if you just have the money to throw around and you just want the brand name and the experience, this really doesn't matter to you. But for people that are looking for a high quality laptop backpack and on a budget that might be a little bit constricted and you don't travel as much, this probably is not a good fit. There are a lot of other options out there on the market that would be a better fit for you if you don't want to spend this kind of money. So is it worth the price? As with all things, it depends on your budget and what you actually use it for. I find value in the durability of a Tumi product when I'm traveling as much as I do overseas and domestically. It could be a real headache for me if anything breaks or is uncomfortable while I'm out traveling. If you're looking for just a regular backpack to carry your laptop in every day, unless you have a lot of disposable income where you just want to have the brand name and the product, you can find other options out there that don't carry this hefty price tag and perform almost just as well for regular everyday use. So guys, I want to hear from you in the comments. Are you using a Tumi, or is there another brand that you would recommend outside of this one? Hit up the comments, let me know. Thanks for watching, and on to the next one.